What do you do when it's 111 in the valley? You head north to the Humane Society of the White Mountains on this week's episode of the Animal Rescuers.
The Animal Rescuers has been adopted by Pet Planet. There is nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
I'm so glad you guys came today, Kimber. Thank you.
Thank you. And we just got a little mini tour of the facility, which we will go back in. But tell me a little bit about how you got involved in animal rescue and what you do here at the facility.
You know, it's kind of weird how I actually got involved. Was I answered a notice in the paper on a job opening, but they didn't say where it was at. Just fax your resume, and I faxed my resume and got a phone call from here, and I thought, oh, I can't work there. I can't see myself anywhere but here. It's been over 5 years now, and I've moved from being the bookkeeper to the director.
Incredible move.
Yes, and it's just, this is where my heart is. My heart will always be here in the animal welfare. It's very rewarding to see what we can and what we do.
Touring the facility, it's quite large. Can you tell me how many buildings you have and what you're housing here?
We house cats and dogs, and we have 5 buildings. One is an office trailer. We have our Paws clinic, which is where we do all our spay and neuter surgeries. And we have our adoption dogs. We have cats in there also, which are in free open range rooms. And then we have stray dogs in another building and some outside undercover. And then we have an isolation and a stray cat receiving area. We have a feral cat colony also that has 2 houses there that Lowe's actually did a humanitarian project on. And then the Boy Scouts did an Eagle Scout program project on it. And then they came and insulated it for us.
You're actually going to be building a 7th building. Can you talk about that?
I would love to talk about that. That is, we are going to build a new building for adoptable animals. We need money for that, of course, but we have a wonderful donor that's willing to match dollar for dollar up to $30,000. And so we're getting close to that, but we also realize the building that will house our adoptable animals will need to be a little bit more than that, so we need money to help us with that. And in that building, we will have 10 adult dog indoor-outdoor kennels and 10 small dog and puppy areas. We'll have a kitten open range room and a cat opening range room, a big reception area. I'll have an office, and we will have our meet and greet room.
So you're almost there, but you definitely need more money.
We do need more money. And you know, people can donate by going to our website, hswm.org, and they can click on donate and just mark that for the building fund. And then they can also mail to P.O. Box 909 Lakeside, Arizona 85929, or bring us a check, or however. And then what we're going to do with the existing building where all our adoptable animals are is we're going to put in some isolation areas that are desperately needed to be able to take care of the sick dogs and the sick cats that we get. Kennel cough is something real common in dogs, and that needs to be isolated because that's an airborne disease that's very contagious. And then there is parvo. Sometimes, you know, that the puppies and stuff get parvo. And then with cats, there's ringworm, there's upper respiratory, there's eye infections. So there's just all kinds of different things that are very treatable as long as we have the room to treat them. And that is our goal, to be able to save even more animals than we already do.
You have a tremendous amount of kittens in there, and you're running a special. Please tell the audience about that.
What our special is adopt a kitten and get a buddy free. You know, kittens do a lot better. You know, they seem to have so much fun together, and there's so many litter mates here that by sending, you know, a couple of them home together, they entertain each other, and they also entertain their new family.
See, I like that because they're all cuddled up against each other, and to split them up would be heartbreaking to me.
It is heartbreaking, and you know, you see that over and over again. And so why not, if it's affordable and it's feasible for you to be able to take 2 of them, why not take 2 of them?
The other question, okay, we're in the middle, pretty much the middle of the mountains, nowhere. Where do these animals come from?
They come from everywhere. They come from all over Navajo County, which is a very big county. It covers Holbrook, Winslow, Show Low, Pine Top, Lakeside. They come from all over there. They come from Apache County, which is our neighboring county, and they come from the cities around here. And we are the only Humane Society here in the White Mountains that has a shelter.
Besides the building fund, which we know is very important, how else can we help your facility?
Adoptions, you know, there's that saying, adopt if you can't adopt, volunteer, donate, you know, not only money. If people can't donate money, your time's worth a lot to us. You know, it's worth a lot to the animals that we're serving. We rely so much on volunteers to come in here and help us, you know, walk the dogs, brush the cats, just socialize them.
So how does a dog get adopted? What's the process that you guys go through?
You know, of course they come here. We're open Tuesdays through Saturdays. And then we go to other sites. We do a lot of off-site adoptions. We're part of PAC 911, so we go down to the Scottsdale area at least twice a year. We go over to Flagstaff. This weekend we're actually going over to Heber Overguard for an event, and we go to Pet Sense every Friday and Saturday with the dogs, which the cats are always there. But you know, since we've been networking more and joined in with PAC 911, we've been members or a partner with them a little over a year. It's been great. I mean, we have a lot more advantages for our shelter here.
Well, it's the support system too that's tremendous. So good for you.
It is.
And one thing that you're so excited about, and I hope that Cory and I can come, but your fundraiser.
August 24th is our biggest fundraiser of the year. And that is, we have a barbecue, a live auction, a silent auction. We have adoptable dogs there. And that's August 24th from 11 to 4 at the Charlie Clark's Orchard right up in Pine Top. It is a great time. If you've never been, you really need to come.
Do you trust the food you feed? At Pet Planet, our commitment is to helping our customers navigate through the confusing world of pet food, reading ingredient panels, asking critical questions about manufacturing and ingredient quality. Our pets rely on us to make the very best decisions we can for their health, happiness, and longevity. Pet Planet is here as your partner in pet health because there's nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
You can be a part of the animal rescuers also, making a difference for the animals and bringing your business to center stage. Become a sponsor for the show. Ad rates are very low for the summer, so now is the time to jump on board. And you can be an animal rescuer too. Make the call.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet.
So this is the facility, the entrance to
Yes.
the facility. Yeah, I can see why you need another building.
We need
Tight
a bigger
squeeze.
entrance so that
Yes.
we can have more people come and look at the dogs and cats.
Absolutely.
You can see they don't get fed very well.
No, not starving for a meal.
No.
So you don't have very many kitten cats available for adoption?
You know what? Knock on wood as we say that, but right now our adult cats, well, we just had some spayed and neutered too. We'll probably be moving up maybe 5 more right now.
But that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
So I always like to walk into an empty room, or somewhat empty.
Yeah, the kitten room, watch out. That's really bad. This is our adoptable dogs. This is what we call our B line. This is our adult dogs.
Oh, look how beautiful you are. Oh my goodness.
It's lunchtime.
Yes.
They like their lunch.
It's lunchtime.
We feed twice a day here.
That's
Hi, Rusty.
awesome.
Rusty has a really sad
Rusty.
story.
Why? What's his story?
His story is this young lady had him since he was 6 weeks old. She married, had a baby, and the husband said, "It's me or your dog." And Rusty's very timid around men, so we can't say for sure. And then the young lady and the baby came in every day to see Rusty.
Oh, that's even sadder.
It was. And I asked her, I said, are you going to be prepared for the day you come and he's not here? And she teared up. She goes, where will he be? I said, our goal is to find him his forever home, hon. She goes, oh yeah. So then she went on vacation for a week and he started bonding with us. So she came back and he started withdrawing from us, and I told her, I said, you have to let him go. I have to ask him to quit coming and seeing him because you're holding him from being able to get adopted.
Oh my goodness.
And it broke my heart to tell her that, but we couldn't have that happen. This is our kitten room.
Oh, a little kitty. The kitty's running from me. There are more kittens in the other room than this room, right?
More cats?
Oh, these are cats?
These are kittens, that's the cat room.
Okay.
But there's a lot more in the back where they're waiting to move up when there's room here.
Okay.
Our adoption room.
So this is where everybody comes in and bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
This is where they come in and bond. We had a,
Dear Coda?
yeah, we had a chow, a red chow named Coda. And on St. Patrick's Day, he was down at Pet Sense, and they let him put on these big green shamrock sunglasses and stuff on him, and they got his picture and everything. So she fell in love with him. Unfortunately, she didn't get to adopt him, but he did get his home. So
And he got a letter.
he got a letter. This is the stray area, and holding, once they become ours, they still have to stay here till we have room for them on our adoption line. So we always need more adopters. Ammo? I don't
These
know
were
about
built-
you, big guy.
Were these donated, these large?
Some of them were, and some of them were ours. It's been a few years ago that some were donated. Yeah, these ones came in from Globe. Somebody driving by saw them outside of Globe, brought them to us. They had collars on, so we feel quite sure they're ranch dogs, and somebody just didn't know that, and they picked them up. They're very cared for. They've been very loved. They're both spayed and neutered, so I mean, they're very cared for animals.
The first Pet Planet store opened in 1996 after the devastating loss of our Cocker Spaniel to cancer. What we learned then about pet health was eye-opening. The food and the treats that we were giving him did not support his immune system and may have actually harmed him. Pet Planet was established to be a community resource, a store that offers only the healthiest products and the best knowledge on pet health issues. At Pet Planet, there is nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
You can be a part of the Animal Rescuers also, making a difference for the animals and bringing your business to center stage. Become a sponsor for the show. Ad rates are very low for the summer, so now is the time to jump on board. And you can be an animal rescuer too. Make the call.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet. Meet Raven and Macy, just two of the great pets from Maine, medical animals in need. Macy was found wandering the streets and had a severe case of mange. She's better now and brings tons of puppy energy. She's great with kids, other dogs and cats, and is looking to come home with you. Raven has an amazing black coat and lots of puppy energy, but also likes to be held. Raven is also good with other animals and kids. Both of these puppies were taken in by Maine as parts of litters. They're very good together, but can be adopted separately.
Hi, I just want you to know about Get Fit with Fido. That's my program that will help you have longevity and health. And also, your rescue dog is going to have longevity and health. It's through a program that is proven by eating real food. Of course, I know sometimes you feed your dogs food that is already prepared and dried because it's convenient, and that's fine. But for you to eat that kind of food and be healthy, it doesn't work. So what I'd like you to do is think about this program where you prepare food for yourself that is healthy and also feed it to your dog. They will be amazingly grateful to you. And you're going to be very healthy and fit and feel awesome. Whether you have to lose 5 pounds or 50 pounds, I'd love for you to join me in this program. This is Maxie Girl when I first adopted her. As you can see, she doesn't look like a young, healthy, happy dog. She weighed 129 pounds, didn't exercise, and seemed very depressed. After I brought Maxie home and decided that she was going to be part of my exercise routine, she began to shed pounds like you would not believe. It was magic. Her first visit to the vet, she was 123 pounds, and that was January 15, 2012. When I took her to the vet on May 30th, 2012, she weighed 86 pounds. In October 18th, 2012, where she weighed 73 pounds. This is Maxie today. She weighs approximately 70 pounds. We just came in from a run and she's waiting for me to make her breakfast. And I'm going to explain to you what Maxie Girl and I have in the morning. A lot of times I will scramble eggs for us. And you can just put 4 or 5 eggs in a bowl, whisk it up and put it in your microwave for 2 minutes. And I also add it with rice, cooked rice with lentils. And that's very good for her. We both share the eggs and I add the rice grains for Maxie. She needs more carbs than I do. Also, I give her greens. She loves broccoli. This is the uncooked liver, and this is cooked liver. A wonderful source of protein that we all should eat. I know you probably are saying, no, I don't want to have liver, but it's amazing for you. So I mix that with her rice. So in the morning, she'll have eggs and rice, and then in the evening, she'll have the liver and rice. So right there is her balance. The greens, she loves these. I freeze them, the green beans. I'll freeze them and they're nice and cool for her. She loves the crunchiness of them. And these stalks are really good for her. Rather than throwing them away, she feels like she's crunching on a bone. I also give her seafoods. She loves to have sardines and she loves tuna. So all of these things might seem a little ridiculous to be sharing with your dog, but you will be sharing a lot of health with your dog also. And then we like to run in the morning when it's cool, especially in Arizona. We don't want to be out in the heat running in the afternoon. So you start out early, and the quicker you work out in the morning, the more calories you burn throughout the day. So if you can get your fitness done in the morning, you're going to be fighting off fat all day long. So that's what Maxie Girl and I do. Join Maxie and me on the Animal Rescuers so we can all get fit with Fido, right?
Do you trust the food you feed? At Pet Planet, our commitment is to helping our customers navigate through the confusing world of pet food, reading ingredient panels, asking critical questions about manufacturing and ingredient quality. Our pets rely on us to make the very best decisions we can for their health, happiness, and longevity. Pet Planet is here as your partner in pet health because there's nothing more important to us than your pet's health.
The women we love, the women who love us, they are dying. Heart disease is our #1 killer, taking more lives than all forms of cancer combined. But we have the power to save those lives, our lives, because the greatest force for women is women. It's time to stand together, to fight harder, to shout louder. It's time to go red for women.
Hi, I'm Jen, and this is your Pet Planet Pet Tip of the Week. This week, we're going to talk about senior aging pets. One thing to ask yourself is, when does your pet actually become a senior? If you have a dog that's a member of your family, and they're a small or a medium breed, we would typically class them as a senior pet when they hit 8 to 10 years of age. If you have a large or giant breed dog as a member of your family, which by the way are classed if at an adult they're 60 pounds plus, they would be considered a senior as young as 5 years of age. This may surprise you, but the reason behind this is because they're carrying around so much excessive body weight, which can put stress on their bones and joints. So we want to take care of that from a nutritional perspective a lot younger. If you have a cat as a member of your family, we would consider them to be in the senior age bracket when they hit 10 to 12 years of age. One of the common misconceptions as pets age is that you should actually reduce their protein in order to make it easier on the kidneys. This is a fallacy. Proteins are the muscle building blocks. They're what formulates the body, and providing enough digestible protein to maintain body muscle mass is extraordinarily important for the health and well-being of your pet. When looking for a high-quality senior pet diet, make sure you're looking for the addition of a joint supplement. Look for ingredients such as glucosamine and chondroitin. Keep in mind, however, the amount that they put of this joint supplement into senior diets really is meant for prevention. If your pet is showing signs of arthritis, you want to consider supplementing with an actual joint supplement. Much like for people, glucosamine and chondroitin can be a real benefit to pets as well. Glucosamine has real benefits because it acts as an anti-inflammatory and helps to soothe some of the pain and discomfort due to arthritis. Additionally, it increases the lubrication of the joint, making movement a lot easier on your pet. Chondroitin is cartilage building blocks that really helps to regenerate damaged cartilage that we can see with aging pets. When looking at a senior supplement, consider all the options. A liquid supplement can be much more beneficial to your pet as the ingredients are absorbed at a much more efficient rate. Additionally, there are powdered formulas, tablet formulas, and even functional treat formulas for those finicky pets. The important thing to consider is the concentration level. Make sure you're reading those ingredient panels and finding concentration levels of glucosamine and chondroitin that are beneficial for treatment. Another common concern for senior pet guardians is that as their pets age, they become fussier. Additionally, senior pets typically will have had some dental work done and have lost a few teeth. One important consideration to combat both of these issues is the addition of a high-quality canned food diet. The addition of a canned food diet really helps those fussy eaters enjoy their food a lot more. Plus, the consistency of canned food really makes it a lot easier to chew for those dogs with dental issues. Stay tuned each week for another Pet Planet pet tip. More of the Animal Rescuers coming right up.
You can be a part of the Animal Rescuers also, making a difference for the animals and bringing your business to center stage. Become a sponsor for the show. Ad rates are very low for the summer, so now is the time to jump on board. And you can be an animal rescuer too. Make the call.
Welcome back to the Animal Rescuers, adopted by Pet Planet.
This week we visited the great folks at Lucky Paws as they held an adoption event. Lots of dogs, cats, and bunnies were on display ready to go to their forever home. Stay tuned as Lucky Paws will be featured on the Animal Rescuers coming up soon.
This was so awesome being here at the Humane Society of the White Mountains. There's some incredible dogs with great stories that need to be adopted. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you take a drive up here and get some of these fascinating animals. Thank you so much, Deena, for your hard work and dedication. This is Kimberly reminding you, adopt, donate, volunteer, spay and neuter, and get Cory out of that pink diaper. And you can be an animal rescuer too. See you next time. Okay, I see it right on her shirt.
Just read me. You're good.
All right, let's wrap it.
Very easy to get along with, aren't you, Cory?
Oh my God, I love him so much.
That's going in the next show. That's going in the outfit section.
Okay, well, we love you, Cory.
That's good.
Sure.
Okay.
Don't get my booty either,
I was just
Cory.
going to say, he's not doing
You better not get my booty.